What is up, comic book community? Joe here, bringing you another episode of 360 Comics. This past weekend, I went to one of my favorite comic book events, the 3 Men in a Basement comic book crawl. 3 stops, 24 comic book community members, and one amazing time. Stay tuned to see what I brought home. To honor the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, this is the giveaway book for the month of February, Avengers Forever, number 9, Origin Story of Kang. And let me tell you, I saw the movie last night and I loved it. If you want to win this book, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. Check out our other videos from the month of February, like them, and leave a comment on them for additional entries. Also, we are approaching 9,000 followers over on Instagram. We're going to be giving away this book right here when we hit that number. This is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, number 1, first appearance in comics of Firestar. Make sure you go follow on Instagram if you haven't yet, and I'll be posting how to enter this giveaway very soon. Good luck. For those of you who aren't familiar with 3 Men in a Basement, they are a pillar of the comic book community. Not only do they have online sales and content on YouTube and Instagram, but they also host a lot of in-person events in their home state of Connecticut. So whether you live around them or not, you can interact with them in some way via social media, but it is their live in-person events that I love going to. I only live about 3 to 3.5 hours from Connecticut, so I'm able to attend these events, and I try to every time that I possibly can, especially this one, the comic book crawl. Just like a bar crawl, you go from bar to bar trying out different places. This is a comic book crawl. We go from LCS to LCS, and not only that, but they often give us discounts and special deals, and even open early for us for only crawl members. This is sometimes an event that is open to the public, but also it is sometimes a private event that is invite only. This one particularly was a private event, so big shout out to 3 Men in a Basement for letting me come along, as well as my buddies Mike and James, Pope of Chilitown and Mint Hunter Comics. They were along for the ride with me up from the Philadelphia area, and you can check out their haul videos and a bunch of other people's haul videos on social media, including Bronzeville Comics, so check them out. But without further ado, let's get into some footage from the crawl. All right, first stop of the day, Richie's Comic Cabana in Waterbury, Connecticut. Let's head on in and check out the crawlers. Woo, Fury Comics!
100th anniversary DC Comics, 50th anniversary Priceline. That's what you build towards. Henry's Comics, like Earth 2 Super.
Let's go Chiefs.
No, go Birds! So I must have really been pacing myself because I ended up only getting one book from this first location. And honestly, reason being, they had a ton of bigger keys, but I recently had a lot of life expenses that I have had to, pay for, and didn't have a lot of comic book money. So I wanted to make sure that I, A, saved money for the other locations, and B, didn't sink everything that I had with me into one big book. The book that I ended up getting is right here, and I've actually never seen this before out in the wild. This is Green Lantern number 39. It's the first full appearance of Larfleeze, and it is the second printing, which does have a different cover. Probably was a much lower print run than that first appearance, and because of that, it is worth significantly more than the first printing. So make sure you look out for this book, and definitely check out Richie's Comic Cabana if you're ever in the Connecticut area. They did mention on Free Comic Book Day, it is buy one, get one free on wall books. So, definitely check that out. On to the next stop. All right, stop number 2, good old Brick House. No, 2, Mike, 2. Oh, 3 Men in a Basement. People are digging already. We got the big wall over there. Thanks for having us, James.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's do this. All right, so this next place I've been to a couple times. You've probably seen videos from past crawl events where I went here, and I really pretty much focus on the 70% off bins. I guess this is where they put their back stock that has been sitting for a while, and they just want to move it, and they're willing to move it for 30% of the marked price. Pretty much, I think every book that I got was from those, except for a couple little things. But from the 70% off bins, we got Batman 106, first cameo appearance of Miracle Molly. But honestly, I buy this book for the cover. It is absolutely one of my favorite covers of all time. Next up, we've got The Walking Dead. This is a later issue, 150, but it is signed right down there by Ryan Otley, so I figured it would be worth picking up for just a couple bucks for a signed book. Why not? Then we got this one right here, mid-grade, lower side of mid-grade, but Amazing Adventures number 12, second appearance of Beast with the Fur. Beast with the Fur. I'm never going to do that again, I promise. This was before he was blue, but after he did receive the fur. Issue 11 is the first fur issue, and I believe 14 was the first blue fur issue. Those are the keys, but this one is still a very solid Bronze Age book. And then we've got this one right here. Very excited to see this for such a steep discount. Teen Titans Go, number 1. You often find the free comic book day version of this book, but do not often find the regular printing of it. This one is definitely a lot scarcer. I actually don't think I had this book. I think I have like almost the entire run except for number 1, so I'm glad to have it because my number 1 was a free comic book day one. This is going to definitely replace that, and I got it on the cheap. This one right here marked at $20, so that means I paid $6 for it. Great deal here. This is the Joker number 4, and this is the Federici variant. He did a bunch of these like sketch headshot variants, and they all sell for more than the $6, pretty much all $10 to $20. So this was definitely a great deal. I think these were 1 in 25 variants. So this is, a pretty high ratio variant for just a couple bucks. Happy to get that. The final issue of Supergirl, issue number 80, classic cover by John Romita Sr. You heard that right. This was one of his, probably one of his later works. This would have been early 2000s, I think. So that is an awesome cover there. And it's an homage to, I forget what Superman book that is, or Action Comics. This book I had never seen before. This is a 1 in 10 ratio variant of Batman and Robin number 23, featuring this really, really cool mugshot of Jason Todd, one of my favorite characters in the Bat family. Very happy to have that. This one actually might stay personal collection. I haven't decided yet, but, marked at $10, so I paid $3 for it. Easy choice. Then we're on to Spawn number 55. I forget the key significance of this book, but it is a key, and again at $8, but 70% off, just a couple bucks. Great pickup there. Then we got this Gwenpool number 0. I believe this reprints her first appearance or something like that before she got her own run. And it definitely is a very, very good cover there with Howard the Duck behind her. Because her first appearance was in a Howard the Duck book, issue number 1 from right around that time, well, I guess it was 2017, 2018. I forget exactly when. But solid pickup there. And look at that. We got a book that has been pretty hyped up recently. All of this Snyder run, New 52 run Batman stuff it's been in heater mode recently, because with the success of Matt Reeves' The Batman movie and the fact that they're expanding that universe, a lot of people think they're going to utilize some of these stories, possibly with the Court of Owls and so on and so forth. I believe this is the first cameo appearance of the Court of Owls. Their first full appearance being in issue number 6, and I would really love to see them in the future of that universe. Then we've got this one right here, Harley Quinn. This is actually a 2-piece set, Convergence Harley Quinn number 1 and 2. This was just a 2-part limited series that ties in with Convergence, and Harley's just always so popular. I always get asked for Harley books. I figure this would be a great deal, and they sell. That set sells for about $10 online. I got 70% off of $8 on it, so should be a nice, easy flip there for me. Spider-Gwen, number 18. This is the Venomized variant cover. Great cover. That is basically what this is, a really cool variant. Spider-Gwen's popular, Venom's popular. Put them together on a cover, it's going to be popular. Then we got Nightwing #1. Was very surprised to see this for such a steep discount. Again, 70% off, so that means I paid, what, $7.50 for this book. It sells over and over again for between $20 and $30, so I think this was a great deal, especially, once again, as they're expanding the Bat family in the DC universe. This is probably a really good book to have. And this last one, could not believe that I found a Jumbo Comics from the 1950s. This might even be 40s. I don't know. Does this have a year on it? I'm actually thinking this was 50s. Woo! We don't want to drop that. Fortunately, it is in a nice bag and board, keeping it safe. Jumbo Comics from the 1950s. I got to do a little bit of research on this book. Some of these Jumbo Comics have Matt Baker covers. I didn't even know if this one did, but I figured at what was this, $80? So $32. That's 70% off of this book. $32. I definitely wasn't going to pass up a Golden Age Jungle Comics pre-code book. There's no Comics Code Authority on that, so we know it's at least, probably 1954 or earlier. Didn't even look in any info up on it, but figured it was going to be an easy grab. So that is, I'll do a little research, decide if I want to keep it for myself or send that off to someone else. Anyway, on to the last stop. I apologize for not getting any video content from this last stop. It is a madhouse when we get there. This is always the last stop of the crawl. This store lets us down into the basement. This place is called Sarge's. It's in New London, and we get special permission to go into their storage area in the basement and fill up short boxes or long boxes. I filled up a whole long box this time, and yeah, we get to just kind of have at it, and they give us a price up at the front. They kind of look through and see what we grabbed, and they give us a price for the whole box. And as Otto likes to say, from Three Men in a Basement, it's always going to be less than you expect it to be. They give us a really good deal on stuff, and they give us special permission to do this. So once again, shout out to the guys from Sarge's, Joe, the owner, as well as the Three Men in a Basement guys for hooking this up. Let's kind of pan through some of the cheaper stuff that I got out of the basement, and then we'll move on to the 25 best books that I pulled out. All right, let's kick it off with some Bronze and Copper Age Marvel stuff. I mostly grabbed the main titles. There's some minor keys in here, but most of this is just filler issues. But this stuff does really well in like the $3 bins and the $5 bins for the high grade stuff. And, there's a couple keys. Never bad to pick up popular titles. Then we got the more modern Marvel stuff, everything from movie adaptations to some minor and medium keys, classic covers and stuff like that. Basically 90s stuff to present, bunch of cool newsstands, and a couple miniseries from Max. Just decent stuff all around. That's enough of Marvel. Let's check out the DC stuff. Some Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, some great Wonder Woman covers, some modern books there as well. Death in the Family trade paperback, some great Alex Ross covers. He's doing a signing at CGC soon. And then a bunch of indie stuff, some runs from Dark Horse. Check out that TMNT Adventures run. Can't go wrong with Albedo. And of course, Dark Horse Star Wars. And here we got a bunch of stuff from the 1950s and 1960s, a little bit of Golden Age, but mostly silver here. Mostly Gold Key and Dell, everything from cartoons to westerns and stuff like that. All pretty low grade, but still some solid pickups. Despite those books being pretty awesome, that was the less exciting stuff, so let's look at the 25 best books now. Low grade is better than no grade. We've got some pre-code crime books here from the mid-1950s. Justice Traps the Guilty. We've also got some Atlas Comics westerns. This is pre-Marvel. The one on the left is pre-code. And as you can see, that one right there in the middle now has the Comics Code Authority. This last one is the best of the best, though. Authentic Police Cases from 1954, issue 32, and that has a Matt Baker cover, one of the most sought after Artists of the Golden Age. A low-grade copy sold last year for $120. This one's obviously missing the corner, so maybe a little bit less than that, but definitely a great find. Whew, nothing like finding pre-code books in a basement. Love it. Anyway, moving on to some other keys that I found. This is Detective Comics number, what is this, 585? Yeah, 585, first appearance of Ratcatcher. This is the father of the Ratcatcher that we saw in Suicide Squad, and, just a solid key to pick up from the late 1980s. Then we've got Sandman. This is issue number 18, I believe, and this is a standalone story. But, it's kind of a key issue in that it is, a popular standalone story from the early issues of Sandman from Vertigo. Then we've got some Swamp Thing. Can't go wrong with this. This is just a classic painted cover. Who's the artist? John Totalben. I apologize. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Totalben. I'm not sure. Someone tell me in the comments how to pronounce that guy's name. Great painted cover though. Really, really detailed. Actually, probably one of my favorite covers on all of this Swamp Thing run. Then we've got, this one's a good one. This is Crystal Warrior number 8. You don't see this book too often. They were plucked from the dollar bins a long, long time ago. Every time I see this run in dollar bins, it's always missing this issue, but every once in a while you can find it. This one, this skull down at the bottom, is very significant. Those who are into punk and metal and alternative music, it is the skull used by former Misfits singer Glenn Danzig in his solo project known as Danzig at this point. He used this skull illegally. I believe he was sued for it later on. This is a nice, sharp, high-grade newsstand copy of this book, and I'm very happy to have it. It might be better than my personal collection one, so this might end up replacing that. Gotta love it when you find stuff for the PC. Then we got Marvel 2-in-1 annual number 7. This is the first appearance of the Champions of the Universe. Great cover here with the Thing in the the boxing shorts and boxing gloves, ready to go at it. Then we got, a favorite from my childhood, The Mask. This is issue 0. This was like a prequel to his first run, solo run rather. But yeah, classic. Obviously that Jim Carrey movie. I lived off renting that thing from Blockbuster all the time as a kid. I might have rented that every month during my childhood. Next we got New Mutants Volume 2. This is issue number 5. Issue number 5. Off the top of my head, I am forgetting whose first appearance this is, but, there are so many mutants out there. We don't know which ones are going to be utilized in the MCU. I think picking up all of these mutant keys, or not all of them, but, kind of figuring out which ones to pick are, you can kind of go anywhere. So this is one that I always try to get when I can get it for cheap because, it's a key. It was early 2000s, so it was lower print run and stuff like that, and it does have a really great cover as well. Moving on, we've got Wolverine number 100, milestone issue, goofy 90s foil cover. Really, this is kind of ridiculous looking. You can't even really see what's going on there. But hey, it is what it is. It's a Wolverine book. People collect that run. People love Wolverine. Myself included. Then we got this one right here, X-Men number 282, first appearance of Bishop. This is a mid-grade copy, not super high grade or anything like that, but still, I'm always going to pick this up when you can get it on the cheap. So I put that in the box too. Then we got Captain America number, 362? 362. I was right. I'm surprised I remember that because I am not a Captain America guy. First full appearance and first cover appearance of Crossbones. Decent one to pick up. Not a super big key or anything like that, but a solid first appearance. Alpha Flight number 1. Speaking of another solid first appearance of Puck, who, in my opinion, he's the best Alpha Flight character. And either way, it's the first solo Alpha Flight book. These guys will probably eventually show up in some capacity. I am banking on it, in the movies. But either way, really popular run, and this is really the book from that run that you're looking for. Then we got another book from that run that also is pretty coveted. This is Alpha Flight number 53, first cover art by Jim Lee, one of the most popular artists, CEO at this point of DC Comics, had also worked with Marvel, one of the founders of Image, just an absolute staple of comic book history. His first cover art, can't go wrong with that. Plus, it's a Wolverine cover, which really helps because Wolvie is so popular. This book, I think this book's really underrated. Spider-Man 51. This is the issue where Ben Reilly's name is revealed to be Ben Reilly. Prior to this, he's known as the clone of Spider-Man. But this is where he starts using the name Ben Reilly, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, Ben is after Uncle Ben. A lot of people figure that one out, but Riley is the maiden name of Aunt May. Before getting married to Uncle Ben, she was May Riley, so he took on that name. And this one right here is a high-grade newsstand copy. Very excited to find that. That is a mid-90s book, which, newsstands were down to probably 10%, maybe even less at that point. So that is a little bit harder to find. Then we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures number 8, first appearance of Wingnut. Love it when the first appearance of a character features them super prominently on the cover, and he is right there, front and center, that wacky bat. Gotta love him. And it's a newsstand copy, high grade. Can't go wrong with that. Oh, this next one. Now, I am not a video game guy, but I know this to be a very popular video game, Injustice. This was like a DC fighting game, similar to Mortal Kombat. I think it was actually made by it says from the creators of Mortal Kombat. Issue number 1 and issue number 2 of Injustice. This one's got a great Superman versus Batman cover, and this is Joker versus Hal Jordan. Really, really awesome little set there. I figured I'd put them together and sell them off as a bundle rather than, trying to sell them separately. Someone's going to want both of them, I'm sure. This next one, shout out to Big Daddy John Ross. He is the one who found this book initially. He didn't want it. He offered it up, and I said, hey, I'll grab it. Why not? It is a signed copy of Red Lanterns 21. Not a key, not a significant book, but hey, you can't go wrong grabbing signed books. I believe this is signed by Charles Soule. It looks like it starts with a C there. I haven't compared it to his signature yet, but I will do that obviously at some point. And it does have a little remark of what I assume to be Guy Gardner, like a weird little, I don't know, maybe not. It says Gurr next to it. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, signed book, whatever. Thanks, John. Appreciate you throwing that one my way. Here's another good one, guys. This is Crisis on Infinite Earth number 8. The Death of Barry Allen. Will we see this in the Flash movie coming out later this year? I'm thinking we do. I'm thinking we see Barry Allen die off. There's been a lot of problems with actor Ezra Miller, and who knows what they're going to do with that. But they might end up killing Barry Allen off in order to not continue that relationship. We will see. This next one is a very sweet one right here. Sandman, issue number 13. This is the first appearance of Joanna Constantine, the ancestor of John Constantine, the one that we saw in the Sandman television show. Great book right here. Early Sandman key. Definitely was hyped up when the show was on. But has since calmed down with, the whole market calming down and stuff, but still a really great pickup. We saw this one in the beginning of the video. I had it up because it's definitely a hot book recently. Pun intended with that Hellfire cover. Batman 666. This is the first appearance of Damian Wayne as Batman. This is a jump to the future book here. And we see, Damian take on the cowl, and not only that, but we get a little Professor Pig cameo. I believe he's like dead in the book somewhere. Just a little minor appearance of that character, and that's a character that a lot of people have been speculating on recently, including his first appearance. This book's great. I actually have multiple 9.8s of this book. I probably should fish them out and maybe put one up for sale because I'm thinking that this book is really, really hot right now, given the news that we got about Damian. Now, we have one more book. This is the most expensive book that I think I found in this bundle, and, quite honestly, you wouldn't expect it. You would not expect this book unless you know that this book is a pricey one. People collect the Marvel 25th anniversary borders. We saw some earlier in this video in the cheap stuff, but you know, this is one of the more expensive ones because how many people were buying Muppet Babies in 1986? Everyone. You know, everyone that read comics was buying the Spider-Man and the X-Men and the Iron Man and the popular characters. Even the B-list and C-list characters, those books were selling probably a lot more than the kids' comics. So the Care Bears one is the most expensive. Second to that is Muppet Babies. This is the second hardest to find 25th anniversary border cover. Yeah, this is a nice sharp copy. Certainly high grade, certainly 9.0 plus, a really, really nice one. This was actually in the first box that I opened to look through, and it might have been like the second or third book that I pulled out. So the day was definitely off to a really good start for me. But yeah, Muppet Babies number 10, the 25th anniversary cover. Look out for this book. Sneaky expensive, alongside the Care Bears one, and the Ewoks one is also up there. I think those are the three most expensive, and then some of the other Star Comics ones like Heathcliff and like Masters of the Universe, and then, you know, the Marvel ones are all pretty affordable, other than like Captain America because it's a key. X-Men one's a key too, but it's only like 10, maybe $15. So keep an eye out for the Muppet Babies one, though. This was a great find. Anyway, again, huge shout out to Three Men in a Basement. Huge shout out to Brick House, Richie's Comic Cabana, and Sarge's Comics. You know, this is such a fun event. You know, I don't mind waking up at 4:30 in the morning, driving 3.5 hours up, driving around all day, driving 3.5 hours. This is a big day for me. Lots of fun. I'm awake for 20 plus hours, but, you know, get to hang out with members of the community and talk about the hobby that we all love and all that stuff. So really, really great time. Anyway, the next couple events that I have coming up, my house, March 11th. Check the information on Instagram. Message me if you want the address. March 11th at my house in Glenside, Pennsylvania. That's right outside of Philadelphia. I'll be hosting Back Deck Comic Fest, Saturday, March 11th, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Over 10,000 comics will be available for sale. Not just myself, but Mint Hunter Comics, Pope of Chilitown, and Collecting Dude will also be set up there. Going to be a really good time. Free food. Come hang out. All that stuff. And then 2 weeks after that, March 25th and 26th in Islin, New Jersey, I will be at King Con. I will be selling there, set up as a vendor. Come hang out, all that stuff. There'll be tons of dealers. Bronzeville Comics, Very Gary Comics, Three Men in a Basement, Principal Defects, Street Side Anthony, Erod 212. The list goes on and on. Definitely check that out. And also, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., I will be live on The Experience. Go follow them on YouTube. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. It is a live-streamed comic book YouTube channel, and it's taken off, guys. Definitely go give them a subscription. They've got great comic content that they're working on getting to be 24 hours a day. I'm doing my sales Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. there. So come by, hang out, and see if there's anything that you want. Anyway, I've been babbling long enough. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on Instagram. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.